Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brad, and welcome to Axon, a crowd gaming VR experience. Thank you all for being patient while we got the room set up and everything. Obviously, you can see there was a lot that we had to do. Upon entering the room and getting those little wristbands, you are no longer humans on Earth. You are, in fact, alien citizens on a distant planet. On this side of the room, you are a part of the Commonwealth of Rusa. Everybody, yeah? And on this side of the room, you are part of the Gogan State. And I think it goes without saying that you two don't like each other very much at all. In fact, for many, as long as people can remember, you two have been at war on your planet. To help settle this war, you have, there is an ancient, wise alien who is our volunteer. Do you want to say hello?
Hello.
Hello. And your name is?
Ishraki.
Ishraki. Everybody, round of applause for Ishraki. Ishraki is our ancient wise one. In times of great strife, your civilizations will turn to him for guidance and mentorship. And the only way that he collects information is through news headlines on social media. So it is going to be your task to provide him with those news headlines. The way you're going to do that is through a web app we have on your phone. So if you haven't already, now is the time to pull out your phone and get connected to the Wi-Fi, or at least make sure your internet works down here. Verizon seems to work in this room, but not the other ones. So log on to the Wi-Fi if you have not yet. Once you are on, you will have a little app like this, which will be activated when we begin the game. If you are the media in the hats, everybody with the media, wave, look around, introduce yourself to your team. All right. You are the media. Just like on Earth, it is your job to post the news and share it with the community. The way you'll do that, as you can see, is by posting the headlines that are in your inbox, at which point you will see the news feed. Yes. Yes, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get everybody logged in a minute. Don't worry about logging in. We'll go through that in a second.
What's the app saying?
We will get to that in a second. Don't worry about logging in yet. Just look at what's going on. We'll explain that in a minute. If you are part of the media, your job is to post the headlines, and you will be presented with two headlines, two different versions of the events that you're reporting on. One is a little more truthful, and one is a little exaggerated. One could call it a fake version of the headline. If you are a citizen, you will receive a news feed of the headlines, and you will have the opportunity to like as many of them as you want. And you'll see on the left the number of likes from everybody else in the room. However, you do not know which headlines are truthful or not, so you will have to rely on the member of the media in your pod to do so. So let's get logged in. Everybody should see this address up here. That's the address you should go to on your web browser. That is also on the back of your cards if you need to see a closer version, if you can't read that up there. It's etc-axon.appspot.com, and then you will enter in your username. Now your username, if you're a citizen, is the word citizen followed by a number on your ID. If you're a member of the media, that's on your media pass, which is on your hat. It will say Media 3 or Media 7. And as you can see, you enter here. This is the word Axon, but yours will be citizen or media, and a number. You'll click the submit button, and you should see the your nation's logo. So if you are Gogan, you will see the Gogan State blue crest. And if you are Rusa, you will see the orange crest. So everybody, we can take a minute to do that. If you need help, ask your neighbors. Any one of the volunteers in red shirts can also help you. The one thing that will break it if you log in incognito or private browsing, because it does use some cookies. So make sure to log in using your normal browsing. So we're just going to give everybody a minute to do that and to make sure. If anybody's having trouble, just raise your hand and we will get a volunteer over to you. Yes. Just a reminder, the media, especially if you sat in a different seat, yours is the media with the number. So if you have the hat, don't use a citizen number, a login, use the media. And you'll know you're in because it'll say waiting for round to begin. The question was, as media, is it our goal to choose truthful or persuasive? That is not for me to decide. Apparently some people are getting a notification about email blocking, like that we can't send you emails. We will not do that anyway. We don't have your email. That would be amazing if we sent you an email. If you're having issues logging in, please raise your hand. We're going to take about another minute or so. Does anybody else need help? Raise your hand. We will get you help. If I don't see hands, I'm going to assume you're either in or getting help.
There's the news board. It's cute. How to...
All right, a few more seconds. Anybody else still need help?
She had her hand up.
All right, we're going to keep moving forward. If somebody still needs assistance, we'll have people still going around, but we're going to keep pushing forward. So if you still need assistance, just raise your hand. We'll get someone to you. We're going to keep moving for the sake of time. Okay, so we're going to begin with a tutorial round. So this round is just a sample of the types of things you'll be able to do in the game so that everybody can get a chance to try. Again, if you're not logged in yet, that's fine. You can still log in even once we start the tutorial round, and the app will catch you up. Ishraki, if you want to put on the headset now. Now this is just a simulation of the two cities. When we begin the game, you'll see the actual two cities appear. Our ancient wise one with his magic staff. So, for this sample round, we're just going to use sort of a general question. Note you two civilizations aren't really friends with each other. So we're just going to say, we're going to have the ancient wise one decide who has worse morals, the Gogans or the Rusins. So,
Wait, am I...
Here we go. So the media should have seen headlines appear and you will have the option to post one of those two headlines. Citizens, when you get those headlines appear, you can like as many or as few of them as you want. Please talk to each other. Try and figure out which ones are most strategic for you to use. And as you can see, they are being passed to our Ancient Wise One. Oh, he can discuss it. Yeah, no, please. You are allowed to talk and assist everyone in your circle. As you can see here, only the top 4 headlines will be shown to our Ancient One. So vote wisely. Only the top 4 will be shown to our Ancient Wise One. Only 25 seconds left. Two, one, and it is time to make the judgment now. Oh, Ancient Wise One, before you make your decision, please tell me, was there anything that stuck out?
Well, yes, there was 2 things. One being, I don't think gruesome cutting of financial aid is bad because elders live independently and people seem to vote that. What I'm confused about is the Gogan underage crime rate going up. Who to blame for that? I don't quite know. So I can't blame their morality on that. It's kind of a difficult choice, honestly. Who is to blame for underage crime?
So who has, it's time to decide who has the worst morals.
I don't have... Alright, I go with Owens.
He has decided it is the Gogans.
Thunderstruck. Huh.
Alright, so now that we've gotten that tutorial out of the way, we're going to find out what is the next chapter in this ongoing struggle between these two civilizations. However, before we do, it should be noted that from this point on, our Ancient Wise One has the ability to fact check a single headline each round.
Oh.
So consider that before you make any decisions. And I think we are ready to begin. No, just sit. Whoa. Oh, hold on 1 second. One second, everybody. All right, and now we are ready to begin the next chapter in this ancient war. Let's listen in.
Welcome, citizens of the Gogan State and the Commonwealth of Rusa. Thank you for coming to the... There has been a terrible tragedy at the energy mines which power both civilizations, and the Ancient One needs your help sorting it out. During the celebration for the anniversary of last year's peace treaty, an explosion. News came that someone had bombed the energy mines, but who was responsible? The Ancient One is supposed to decide who is guilty of this crime, but he needs more information before he can make his decision. Members of the media, it is up to you to share what you know. You are the only ones who know the truth. Spread your news to all the citizens of our planet, but remember, the Ancient One cannot. He will only see what is shared most loudly.
Sorry about that, we don't know what.
Citizens, this is where you come in. You must like the most important news for the Ancient One to hear. Work together to ensure it rises to the top. Take what get it in front of the Ancient One's eyes. Everyone, hurry and make your voices heard. The Ancient One must make a decision soon.
Remember, Ancient One, now you have the ability to fact check one piece of information. Use it wisely. A lot of people saying the Gogan president remains silent about the bombing. Shiraki, a wise one, is there anything you would like to fact check?
1 second.
$40 seconds left. If you'd like to fact check,
I would like to fact check bombers heard speaking Russian.
that the bombers were heard speaking Rusin. That is true. It is true that the bombers were heard speaking Rusin.
In that case, I will go with the Russians.
Wait, all right. 3, 2, 1. All right, Paul, before you do, all right, everybody, let's listen in. Oh, Ancient Wise One, you said you believe that the Rusins are responsible. Why is that?
Because according to the facts, the bombers were heard speaking Rusin, and just the Gogan silence, I don't know, it doesn't say too much.
Silence does not say too much. Oh, wise one, so wise.
So I will have to go with the Rusins.
The Rusins. All right. You have been smited. Let's find out what happens next because the Rusins were accused.
The Ancient One declared Rusa, and they were punished for breaking the truce. This is because of what you, the media, shared, and what you, the citizens, put before his eyes. Only a few weeks after the bombing, alarms rang at the Rusin treasury. Someone robbed the Rusin government. Another disaster to sort out. Please, members of these two civilizations, get the right news to the Ancient One. Share.
Wow, a ton of people saying the Gogan state in debt and needed money. About 45 seconds left. Is there anything you would like to fact check?
1 second. I would like to fact check the no reports of money.
The no reports of money leaving the borders. That is true. There are no reports of money leaving the Rusin borders. Huh. 8 seconds before the headlines vanish. All right, and the time is up. Oh, ancient wise one. Ishraki, please tell us what is on your mind.
Well, I am confused. If that is a fact that no money left the borders, however, there was reported robbery / theft, I'm going to have to go with the Rusin's prime minister doing some inside job. Because he's living on private property. Earlier there was a fact about him, I don't know, having his private business. So it's confusing. But
you're getting accusations from the Rusins that the Gogans are paying you off. It is up to you. It is time to make your decision.
I mean, if the facts are facts, in
that is the question, isn't it?
No, but I checked the facts with the one fact check. If that is false, I don't know what to say about
The
that.
fact check is accurate.
There we go. So I will have to go with the
All right, let's see what happens next.
I'm sorry, Rusins.
Bomb. Then, the Rusin treasury was robbed. The two governments met to discuss the rising tensions. After agreements were signed, a toast was made, and one of the Gogan senators fell to the ground, poisoned. Rumors are swirling about, and the Ancient One needs to know the truth so he can punish the wicked. We look to you all, ordinary people, to help spread what you know is right.
One minute left. 1 minute remaining. Ancient One, Ancient Wise One, whatever you are ready for a fact check. Just a little more than 30 seconds left. All right. If you want to use your fact check, you have to use it now.
Okay,
The Rusin State Minister.
I will check the Rusin State Minister laughed after poisoning.
Did the Rusin State Minister laugh after poisoning? That is false.
I will.
The Rusin State Minister did not. Oh! Just that fast. That's all it took. I'm sorry, just to be sure. Is that all it took? Was that lie?
I matched that with the previous thing that.
Right. Hold on. Let's listen to what he has to say.
I trusted my gut on that, and the other thing is there was 30 people liking the first news article, which suggested that I forgot what it suggested actually, but it felt right.
So, whenever you're ready, you can make your decision.
I already have.
Oh, did it go through? Click it again? Oh, all right. Oh, he did. No, you're right.
The assassination was punished by the Ancient One, but it was not enough to stop the war. As the bloodshed began, information surfaced that revealed what had really happened. The Rusin finance minister and the Gogan general had planned the whole thing together. They both stood to gain from the war, and everyone found out, but it didn't matter. There was nothing anyone could do to stop it except try to share the truth.
So both sides were guilty. All right, that is that chapter in the war between the Gogans and the Rusins. Everyone, round of applause for yourselves. Round of applause for our volunteer in the headset, Ishraki. Everyone, give it up for him. So, really quickly, because we did start late, just to do some recap, just to see how everyone did during the game. Raise your hand if you shared or liked something that you knew was a lie. All right, okay. Raise your hand if you ever liked something shared by the other city that seemed like it was shared by the other city. Okay. Raise your hand if you check to see what other people liked to help you decide. Okay. Raise your hand if you share articles in real life using social media platforms. Raise your hand if you've ever done that in real life. Facebook, Twitter, MySpace. No. Friendster? No. Raise your hand if you've ever gotten into an online debate over shared news. If you've ever gotten into one of those comment wars. Usually with a relative. Not always. Raise your hand if you have ever removed a friend on social media over politics. I'd say that's about a third of the room. Raise your hand if you regularly fact-check news before commenting on it. Only about half the room, and a lot of people being like, oh, and kind of looking around. Like, oh, I do that every time. Raise your hand if it bothers you when people share misleading news online.
Idiot.
That's just about, I mean, a few people who are like, I don't care, whatever. Raise your hand if you've ever called out misleading news that supports your viewpoints.
Yes.
Okay? Not as many people as people who are bothered by fake news in general. Raise your hand if you wish there were a higher standard for online discourse. Yeah. So, what's next? So, we had this game, we had some fun. As you can see, some people in the room acted very much like they do in real life in this game, only wanting to share truthful news. Some people didn't. Some people acted differently. what we as a team wanted you to think about as you leave is just the thought that what can you do better in your online discourse and in your bubble to make sure that honesty is being put forth first, even if it doesn't agree with your viewpoints, and how can you personally combat misinformation on the internet? This is not something we have the answer to. It's really hard, and it's a problem that is right now not just an American problem, but an international one that we are seeing pop up all over the world. So it is something to think about. I know that there is actually a talk at, I believe, 4 p.m. or 4:30 on fake news and gaming, which is totally unrelated to us, but I'm just gonna hype that. I believe that's in room 105, so check your schedules for that if you're interested in this. Yeah, exactly. So everyone, thank you for participating in this game. Thank you. We are a team from Carnegie Mellon University, all there in the Entertainment Technology Center program, working towards our master's degree in this stuff. We built this game in about 6 months from conception to what you saw today. If you want to find out more about our project, some of the research we did, or just chat with us, obviously you can talk to us. Teammates, raise your hands in the room. 1, 2, and Angie back there. We'll be around. We do have to take down the room. And otherwise, you can visit our project website up there, and I'll leave this up as everybody heads out. Thank you so much. Oh, and you can keep anything. Take it with you. Yeah, that makes our jobs easier. Thank you, everybody.